Hello and welcome back to Tradie Business School, the podcast where we have real conversations and we share insights and practical tips that will help you to run your trades or contracting business more reliably, simply, and profitably. Welcome back. Today I'm going to be chatting about the secret to setting goals that will multiply your business. I'm Miranda Hill and welcome. So we're going to start really quickly with why goals matter and what a goal is. Now we've run quite a few other episodes on goals, how to set goals. There's a number of reasons that we set goals that we don't achieve. There's a number of different angles that we can take on this. I'm going to unpack a little bit more deeply today because I've noticed so many times recently business owners, especially in our programs, setting goals that they don't achieve. And there's one thing that I have noticed that is the difference here. There's a part of goal setting that is being left out, and I'll talk to you about that. Let's start for a moment. We'll start right from the top though. What is a goal? Well, a goal is really simply, it's a measure of an outcome that we want. That outcome is a result, some kind of outcome that we want. It's most often time and money based. It will boil down to something along those lines. It is a goal, it's a measure of an outcome we want. Now, why do goals even matter? Well, really we need directions. When we know where we're headed, we know what we want. They are a form of motivation. They're a form of inspiration. They are a way in which we plan to succeed, to change state from where we are currently to the way that we would like it to be. So goals can be within ourselves, and they can be an internal goal. So a goal, for example, around feeling a different way, about being a different way, or they can be external, such as a result, or they might be a fitness goal, a health goal. In business, they are external goals. So they will often be time or money-focused goals, growth-based goals, revenue goals, numbers of client goals, number of customers goals, how many teams you're going to run goals, all of those sorts of goals. Really super easy to go, this is what I want. This is the way I would like it to be. And really nobody plans to fail. They just fail to plan. Nobody plans to fail. They fail to plan. No business owner gets up in the morning to go, well, I'm just going to really set about stuffing everything up today. It's not the way that we are wired as human beings, yet we are notoriously bad at planning. And it is not planning that is enough though, and I'll talk to you a little bit more about that. Now, goals matter because they open us up to possibility. They give us hope. They motivate us and they inspire us. They are that driving force behind what so many business owners experience, is that drive, that challenge, that desire for a result, whatever that may be. And it is that motivation and inspiration and hope and change and want for something else, something other than the way that it is right now, that mean goals matter. It makes things possible. Now, the term goal setting itself is a little misleading. Yes, we can set goals, but goal setting is only one step. The part that is very little talked about is goal achievement. It's not often mentioned. It's, how to set goals you'll actually achieve. Okay, great. The title today, we talked about the secret to setting goals that will multiply your business. Now, multiplying your business, that's growth. That will be a time or money goal. Yet the secret is actual goal achievement, not the setting of the goal itself. It's so often it's like, I'm going to do some goal setting and I've got this amazing plan, which I totally encourage and advocate. And we've done a couple of episodes on how to write an annual plan and how to goal set, all of that. So scroll back up through the episodes of Tradie Business School. It's been talked to. But writing a goal is not enough. It's like, if I write this fancy plan or I write down my goal or I even think of a goal, whatever we do, it's like, voila, puff, like magic, it's going to happen. It may even be, it's like, well, I know I've got to do something to achieve the goal. I'm going to have to do some stuff. Yet, why is it that so many people fail to achieve their goals? Like they get derailed, they stop moving. And I'll talk to you in a moment about why it is that they stop, why they don't achieve it. So goal setting, the structure of goal setting, I'm not going to go into it in a whole lot of detail. However, there is a structure to it, and we want to look through the lens of time and look through, most often people will look at a 5 or a 3-year goal. Is that really out there goal? Many will go to 10 years. We often talk to our mission of our business to be that sort of really big 10-year goal. However, 5 or 3 years is a great way to start. And at a minimum, I would encourage you to have a 12-month, an annual goal. And we do it by financial year. You can do it via calendar year. There is no right nor wrong. Just pick one and do it. Set the goal, a 12-month goal, and then you break it down into 90-day blocks, quarterly blocks. So then you work on a number of things for that quarterly plan, and then you do that 4 times over till 12 months. So you're kind of breaking down that big 12-month goal into smaller plans. It's how we do it. You break it down into bite-sized pieces. And what's the saying? How do you eat an elephant? Well, a bite at a time. Okay, so we're going to start by sort of chunking it into those quarterly blocks. So the secret to goal achievement is this. There are 2 parts to this. First is set the goal. Yes, set the goal. Set the goal that is smart, it's specific, it's measurable, it's achievable, it's realistic, it's timely. Write the goal. Get really specific about your goal. Set it. Part 2, though, is that you've got to set yourself up to achieve the goal. You've got to set yourself up to achieve the goal. So there's 3 parts to this. What are you talking about, set myself up to achieve the goal, Miranda? Think about it. Right now, you have a 12-month goal. If you don't, just play with me for a moment and pretend that you do, because you're going to after this, aren't you? Yep, I thought so. So we, first of all, must think, what is our goal? We have our goal. We must become somebody else to achieve that goal, somebody other than who we are right now. We must become our future self to achieve that goal. Incrementally, we must step towards doing that. Now, the fastest way to do this is to step into a version of that person who has already achieved that goal. Think about it for a moment, though. Who we've been until this very moment, who you have been until this very moment that you're listening to this podcast episode, has got you the results that you have right now in business and life, who you've been. So therefore, to achieve something else and attain something else, you must become somebody else. How do you do that? Right. There's a gap. We've got to close this gap. Today's version of you, your future version of you, future version of business, future goal, whatever it is, we've got to close the gap in a couple of different ways. So there is a model I'll talk to very quickly, the be, do, have model. We've mentioned it before. I'm going to go through it again. It's super relevant. Think about it. Be, do, have. Think firstly about what it is you want to have. What do I want to have? What's the outcome? Do I want 3 million revenue? Do I want 5 teams of working in my business, out on doing different jobs? Would I like to be working 40 hours a week? Would I like to be off the tools? What do I want to have? What is the outcome? Think about what that is. To achieve that outcome, you must do something different. So you think, what do I need to do to achieve that outcome, and list those things down? Okay, well, I'm going to have to write a plan. I'm going to have to study my numbers. I'm going to have to acquire X more clients. I'm going to have these sales conversations, all of those things. Write down what I'm going to need. What are you going to need to do to achieve the thing you want to have? The third part of this is it's an identity step. It's be. Who do you need to be as an identity, as a person, to achieve that goal? Who do you need to be to do the things you need to do to have the things you want to have? Super important. It is the be step that is often left out. Great, Miranda. I've heard this. I get it. who do I need to be? What on earth? And how do I do that? How do I be somebody else? Because I'm me right here and right now, and this is what I know, and really I'm a little bit lost here. All right. 2 powerful questions you can ask. Let's bring this into questions that you can use. So think for a moment about the goal that you want. Who is the type of person that could get the outcome that I want? Who is the type of person who could get the outcome that I want? For example, who is the type of person who could run a profitable business or runs a profitable business? Who is the type of person who achieves their goals? Who is the type of person that can take 2 weeks holiday and not come back to fires burning everywhere in their business? Who is the type of person who is fit and healthy and could, run a marathon? Who is the type of person who has a business with a culture that attracts A players? Think about this. Who is the type of person? I want you to write down and consider the characteristics of that type of person. Sit down and write it. Who is the type of person that could have the outcome that I want? And you'll write down, so it might be, well, they're the type of person who is super organized. They're the type of person who communicates really well. They're the type of person that doesn't shy away from hard conversations. They're a type of the person that knows their business numbers really well and checks them regularly. They are the type of person who does that little bit extra learning every week. They're a type of person that doesn't say that they're too busy for things. They're the type of person that schedules their work and plans things in advance for their week, for example. So then when you know what the type of person is that would achieve that goal, you can then run that through all of your work and set up habits and set up ways of being that will help you to be that sort of person. The second powerful question is that you can run all of the time is, what would a healthy person do right now? Whatever the goal is, what would a profitable business owner do right now? What would a such and such person do right now? So think about the type of goal that you want. And then you would ask, well, for example, what would a healthy person do right now? Would they choose pizza or salad? What would a profitable business owner do right now? Ignore his numbers or go and learn about them more and check in them regularly. So you can ask yourself that question all of the time. What would a such and such, insert your goal here, what would this person do right now? And you just run that question over and over and over to use it as a way of making choices constantly that will support the type of person you need to be, to do the things you need to do, to have the thing you want. You've got to shift your being. You must shift your being. You must step into a different identity, a different version of yourself, a future version of yourself, the future version who has already achieved those goals. And you've got to start doing that to start achieving your goals. It's as simple as that. Now, there's one thing I've been really noticing is this failure to achieve the goals. I mentioned this earlier. There is this, okay, I can do this, Miranda, I'm doing this, I can ask myself those questions. I've set the goals, I've thought about who I need to be, I've thought about all of those things, and still they stop. They stall somewhere. They start and don't finish. They give up early. They don't follow through, potentially lie to themselves in some delusional, elegant way. They make excuses, blame others. They allow external circumstance to derail them. Really it's elegant victimism in a way. It's, well, all this stuff's happened and I now can't achieve my goal. Now, I'm not minimizing for a moment some of the awful things, the sad things, the really difficult things that can happen in our lives and in our businesses. These things will happen, but our choice is ours to respond to those in a really functional, positive way, or to allow them to totally derail us. Doesn't mean you give up on your goals, but occasionally you might need to hit pause on them. You've got to really ground yourself in what would the type of person that achieves this goal choose right now. Ask that question again. Goals are not achieved through one big action, one big thing, by sitting down for a week and working on it once, for sitting down for 3 hours and nailing it, for doing something once, or even writing the plan. Think about it. An election is not won with one vote. And yes, I get it. It can be won by one vote that just tips it over. However, it's the accumulation of all of those votes. Now think of the stonemason with the huge piece of granite who is sitting there with his, I don't know the name of the hammer, but that fancy little pointy hammer, and they tap away at the centerpiece, and it's on the 100th blow that it neatly falls in half. It wasn't that one blow that broke it beautifully. It was the 99 blows before that. Bamboo is, for those of you who might be landscape gardeners out there, but bamboo is one of those things that grows for months underground, building quite elaborate root systems underground, spanning for huge distances, and then it seemingly overnight will send up 30-meter trunks in a week and take over. It is not just that week that has grown the bamboo. It is all of the root system it has built before. So goals are achieved by an accumulation. It's a cumulative effect of a lot of small, regular actions. So if you think about it for a moment, goal achievement is a system. Goal achievement is a system or a process, a series of steps that you perform consistently. So we talk to systemization a lot. So what system will you set up that will support you to be who you need to be, so you do the things you need to do to have the thing you want? You set the goal, you decide who you need to be, and then you create habits that will support those new characteristics, that new being, that future self that you're stepping into, which means that you will achieve your goals. Write a system for it. It's the day of the week and the time that you will specifically reconcile your accounts, that you will specifically work on your job scheduling. It is the time that you will spend writing your vision, mission, and values, chipping away at it for 30 minutes a couple of times a week at this time and this date. Create the habit and plan for those things. The bonus tip I will give you is to find somebody to hold yourself accountable. Super important. You've probably heard of accountability groups. It's part of our program at Tradie Business School that very much helps people to achieve their goals, is constantly checking in and connecting, and our clients hold each other accountable beautifully. We will hold people accountable as well, but ultimately find somebody who is in your corner who will help to hold you accountable. And that may just be that you share what you're going to achieve this week with them, and so you can check in at the end of the week. Either that or write it up, but accountability is a super, super powerful tool, and it definitely works within our program. So here's a summary: is goal setting is an outcome. Goal setting is not enough. Goal achievement is the trick to achieving and to the goals. To achieving goals that will multiply your business. It is the goal achievement system that you must set yourself up in. And it's not just a series of things to do. It is a series of habits that you will build that will support the being who you need to be to achieve those goals, the activities. And so maybe the consistency, the being you might need to be is consistent. So what does consistent look like is in terms of a habit that you can plan in every week? You need to set the goals, decide who you need to be, and create the habits. That's it. Connect with your future self, step into that person, and set up a system or a process, whatever you would like to call it, that supports goal achievement. Systemize your goal achievement. It's that simple, and you will get there. That is all for today. I would love to comment down below. There should be somewhere down to comment, like, love, share this episode. If you have enjoyed it, let us know what stood out for you somewhere around in the comments. And until next week, bye for now. Thanks for joining me.